Hello, Barry Thornton here, your Vinyl Monkey audio guru and the head designer at Austin Audio Works. I got a question from Tyler S., which is a wonderful question, but it's unfortunately one of those that's pretty quick answered. Tyler asks, what do I do if I have a scratch on my record? Well, nothing. There's not much you can do. The record, the stylus and the cartridge have no way of telling a difference between a scratch and an intended modulated groove of information. It's quite unfortunate that the only solution you have to dealing with a scratch record today is throw the record away. Or as some people used to like to do, they heated them up in an oven and made ashtrays out of them. But it's reached that state. About a million years ago, actually the late 1970s, I was chief engineer of a company called SAE, Scientific Audio Engineering. And one of the products that we brought out was a record click and pop machine. You could plug your preamp into it and connect it then to the amplifier or going through the tape input and press a little button and it would take the clicks and pops out of a record. It was so good that the guys who demonstrated it would take a record and take a knife and put a slice in it and play it for a customer and then switch the click and pop machine in, and people were just amazed, and these things flew off the shelf. They were great. I think SAE sold 26,000 of these in around a 3.5-year period. It was called the SAE 5000. There was another company called Berwyn that produced a unit called the 7000, which did a similar thing. Both of these were magnificent at removing colossal snaps, clicks, and pops. They weren't necessarily so good on the very fine stuff. And most of all, they kind of compressed or reduced the audio quality of. We had to put a delay line in them, and the delay line process and technology in that era was just not very good. The op amps were not very good, and so there was a slight audio price paid for them, the ability to play a record with a nice big gouge in it. So there is nothing really available today that does clicks and pops. You can convert the record into a digital format, remove the clicks and pops, and then you have a digital copy of a record without clicks and pops in it. And that can all be done in software, but that's not the goal, because once you digitize the record, you've lost the very fine qualities that make a vinyl record so astounding when it comes to musicality and the soul. So I'm afraid this answer is a pretty short one. The answer is there's nothing you can do. In effect, you're screwed. The only thing you can do is prevent it in the future. You got to be very careful with a vinyl record. You don't touch the center parts. You don't touch the groove areas. You can touch the center, but you don't touch the groove areas. You hold it very carefully by the edges in the center, and you don't let debris get on it. One of the biggest reasons for scratches is, I know this really sounds funny, is bits of debris that land on the record, and then when you put the record into the record jacket or record sleeve, it rubs the material against the groove and causes a small slice in the groove. A record is a soft plastic critter. It's designed that way. We kind of need it to be that, but at the same time, it then is very susceptible to outside stuff. In a later session we'll be doing on the care and feeding of records, we will talk about how you essentially prevent these kinds of things from occurring. But right now, Tyler, I'm afraid it's just not going to be, there is no other way to deal with it. You've lost the record. Okay, thank you very much and this is Barry Thornton again saying goodbye. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.